What's going on, man? How you doing? Oops. Huh. What's going on, Lou? How you doing? Um, okay. Let's see. Okay. Give it just a few more minutes here. Jump into it. Just want to make sure that everyone's in here because I don't want to have to repeat myself. It's a little weird why that's happening. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm just going to jump into it as people are kind of dripping in. Then I'll kind of go over kind of what we're doing, what we're changing, stuff like that. So, 1 second here. Let me share my screen. Hold on 1 second. I got another person joining in here. All right. Okay. So, we recently added in tracking spend. So, on completed, you will be able to pretty much see a chart. So you can do it over cumulative, over a length of period of time. You can also do it essentially month by month. Now, there's a little bit weird dates going on right now. The only reason why is because I'm kind of finding some bugs with it. But you can filter down by a specific supplier. So can you guys, I don't think you guys can see my supplier menu. At least it's not popping up on my video recording. But you can filter down by a specific supplier, as well as you can change your orders overview. So for an example, right now, spend, if you wanted to change it to, let's say, like gross profit, you could see the gross profit over the course of a period of time. So like a cumulative thing. So Delk, I know you're just joining in here. That's why I kind of wanted to wait. I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm just gonna do it anyways because you just joined in. So we recently added in where you can track your spend. So the reason why, and something like this is really important for Amazon businesses, because I would always recommend to try to hit a target, right? So that target could be like to spend $10,000 in cost of goods in a month, assuming that you're buying stuff at, let's say, 30% ROI. So you can make $3,000 in profit. A lot of people try to set a KPI and a target of a spend. So then that way they can see if they're going to hit their goals, right? Like the more money you spend on inventory, the more you ship out, the more that you're going to see your business essentially grow. So in here, like I said, on here is essentially going to be the completed section of the purchase orders is where you will be able to see your spend over the course of the period of time in the software. So you, like I said, you can do it cumulative. You can also do it from a metric of, month over month, essentially, or when the orders were submitted. So it's pretty cool. Stuff is awesome. I would love to be able to find a way where, hold on, I want to see like in real time for my business, if I can share with you guys. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen with 1 second just to kind of show you guys like the power. So hold on. All right, my screen. Okay. All right, 1 second here. All right, so now, oh, I kind of messed up here. So we still, in my personal business, like on the software, I have a lot of more orders to submit through the tool. Now I just want to make sure, I don't know. I'm kind of scared about it. But anyways, I'm curious to kind of see where some people are. Like if you guys are seeing it on your screen, if you load in, what does it kind of look like for your business if you've been submitting orders through third-party profits? Because it's going to be such a game changer. Like for our company, we try to really track our spend. Like every single month, we know exactly how much money we've spent on inventory, and it allows us to forecast our business so much better simply because we know like how much product we're buying. We could track it. What do you guys think about this? You guys think this will be helpful for your business, kind of keep you guys on track for where your goals are? Okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, so essentially once you go through and you have a PO, then from that point on, you can just submit it, right? So once you go through and you submit that PO to the system, then that's going to translate it to completed. Now, there's a few things that I want to touch up on in here. In my personal opinion, like I want to make this a little bit better, in terms of I almost want to use this as like a dashboard. Like instead of coming to the completed section, I want to make a dashboard that, yes, exactly. It will track spend based on the POs that you have completed. So not just submitted. If it's in confirmation, like for my business, I like this is my demo account, but like I have so many POs that are just like hanging out and confirmed. We're gonna have to go back and submit them and go through and hit completed, essentially, which is redundant and it takes a decent amount of steps. But moving forward, once it's done, then every single PO that you get invoiced on, essentially, you put it to completed, it will automatically start tracking it on here for you. So month over month, like this is cumulative. So month over month, you're going to see this number increase in your business, as well as, like I said, if you just want to see it like, literally month by month, like how is that going, essentially, you can. And you can change the supplier so you can see how much money you're spending with the specific supplier, how profitable that supplier is. I want to really make this like a better tool for this specific section. But my theory is like I want to make like this just a small portion of a dashboard. Like I don't know if I want to keep this here. I'm thinking about adding in another I don't want to say feature button, but essentially it'd just be like a dashboard button and it would track this for you. So like when you come into the software, the first thing you see is this. Some other metrics like VA metrics, like how much money your VAs are making you over the course of the past week. Like, I don't know what you guys would want to see in terms of a dashboard, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Or if this is just good the way that it is, it's left here. We kind of tweak some things, we make it a little bit better. If you guys like the positioning of it, I would love to hear kind of what your guys' thoughts are in terms of a dashboard. I feel like that's missing in the tool. So what would you want to see on the dashboard? Like, outside of profit and loss, like, remove P&L for now. What I've seen based on of people that are coming into the software, people that are using the software, the number one thing that people are looking for is to find profit products. So as much as this feature is awesome, my number one goal is to make sure that every single person in this room is finding profit products faster and quicker in their business. So that's like the main priority. Total profits divided by supplier. What do you mean by that? Hey, Barbara, what's going on? So I know for Philip, Barbara, you guys just jumped in. I don't want to hang on this topic too long, but if you're using the tool, which I'm assuming you guys are, as you're submitting purchase orders, you're going to be able to track your spend in the completed section. So as you're submitting POs, you go from confirmation, this PO is done, it's invoiced, you just push it to completed. The software is going to start tracking spend. Now, the reason why it's important to track spend, as you spend more inventory, the more your revenue and profits will increase, simply put. So it's a good metric, a good KPI to look at, and you can look at it based on supplier or different specific metrics. But one second here. Like, what supplier brands are carrying the margins? Okay. All right. So let me write this down real quick. All right. Let's see here. So, yeah, okay. So how many past? All right. So dashboard. How many items a buyer has found over the course of the past 7 days? What suppliers are the most profitable? Products to restock. Okay. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna kind of fill you guys in on what's coming. The stuff that we are working on is going to be so incredibly game changer for you guys. It's gonna be insane. I don't want to gas anything, meaning like hype it up, but like what we're working on is something that is not in the Amazon space ever. And essentially, what is going to happen is I am going to make it where this software is going to be almost completely ran by AI. So AI, the goal is that AI is going to be able to source products for you in the software. The AI will be able to review products for you in a purchase order. The AI will be able to restock products, and add them to a purchase order. Pretty much all of the miscellaneous things that are being done, I'm working on incorporating that. Almost like a VA, yes. Essentially, yes. Yeah, that's the best way to put it, is that I don't know how long it's going to take to develop, but that's what we're working on, is essentially this software is going to have a lot of AI incorporated in it very, very soon. Um, yeah, so that's kind of what's happening. I'm also creating in the tool, there's going to be essentially like an AI chat bot, where essentially you will be able to ask the AI any specific questions about Amazon wholesale and growing your Amazon business. Like, this is what I'm trying to work on. Like, I originally wanted to kind of make to continue to develop more stuff revolved around like deeper in the business, which is like, let's say, warehouse or like inventory management. But I've came to realize that the majority of issues that sellers face is simply just buying better inventory, like finding more profitable products. So that is where my number one like focus is making sure that you guys all have the resources to be able to find profitable products easier, faster, and more fluent for your business. And yeah, so that's kind of what's coming in the near future. And like the AI is gonna be able to do everything a VA would do. Everything. Read keeper graphs, um, you know, understand buy box statistics, understand offer counts, understand reviews, variation listings. Like, the AI is going to be a VA, just working 24/7 in the software, product by product, line by line. So it's going to be a tall task, but I'm excited to take it on and try it out and see if we can make it happen. Because if we can make it happen, not only for my business, but for your guys' businesses, be massive, be huge. You know, you would no longer have to hire a VA and manage that VA. So it's kind of what we're working on. Now, in terms of the tool, is anyone having issues, technical issues? Is anyone having difficulty finding profitable products? Is anyone having difficulty finding profitable suppliers? Is anyone confused on the tool? Like, I want everyone to be able to understand, number one, the best levers to pull on the tool. And any questions that someone might have, I want to make sure that everyone has the most clarity possible for your business. Because for those that are like actively using the tool, like there might be some newer members in here, users that are kind of just like transitioning into the tool. And then there's other people that are like kind of more involved in the tool, have been using it for a few months now. I want to make sure that everyone feels confident in the tool, like what it does, how it's going to help you grow your business, and the results it's going to provide for your company. So does anyone have any questions on anything specific in the tool that they've been kind of clicking around with and they're confused about? Nothing? Yes. Okay. Yes, I have a question. As soon as I load my catalog, can I just transfer all the data from the scanner to the master product folder and then vet it in there? Um, I I don't think, no. Because at least right now there's no way to export the file. But just out of curiosity, is there any specific reason on why you would prefer to do it in, let's say, the master product folder over the supply chain scanner?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm struggling with one. I'm struggling with the purpose of the scanner and the master product folder.
Sure.
Like why can if I have vetted something in the scanner, why can't I directly take it to my PO folder? Like why from scanner to product folder and then to PO, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So why
So
this two-step?
the reason why, and also we added in this button here. So before we answer the question, when you click on save in product folder, there's now this button that says save in product folder and add to working. So once you go through, you save that information, you select the buyer, it's good, and you submit this. From that point on, you just want to select the supplier that you want to buy from. So let's say Buy Low Beauty, remove the other vendors, everything's all good, you just hit submit. Now the reason why that you go through in the first step is going to be adding that product to the master product folder is because this item is now in a database where every single piece of information is correct. The UPC is correct. The vendor SKU from that specific supplier is correct. The case quantity is correct. The bundle quantity is correct. The prep type is correct. Everything is correct. So when you go through and you repurchase that product, so let's say you're in restocking, you add that product and you put it back into a PO. Now you know with 100% confidence that all the data is correct in your business. Whereas if we just go from the scanner, so let's say save in product folder, and you add it to a PO, when you go through the following time and restock that product, you have to validate all the information because it's not going to be saved anywhere.
Okay, so a couple of things that you said that I may have missed. So one,
Mm-hmm.
you are moving stuff into the master product finder where the information is correct. They may or may not necessarily be profitable.
Mm-hmm.
Second is the information that is stored forever, I say forever, is in the master product folder and not in the scanner. So you vet, make sure it's accurate. It may or may not be profitable,
Mm-hmm.
but then you move it to the folder.
Yes. And
Okay.
and the reason why is because with this scraper, scrapers are great, but there's error in a scraper, regardless of what scraper that you use. When you funnel a product into this folder, this information in this folder is 100% accurate, meaning that if you wanted to filter down and source within a folder that you're building, all the items that are coming up as profitable are essentially going to be tremendously more likely, like the conversion rate of that product to actually be profitable is going to be higher because someone
Got
had
it.
to look at it and then add it in order for it to end up in here essentially.
Got it. And when I upload my second catalog, everything that is there in the master product folder automatically updates.
So what you want to do is you want to filter down by that vendor. So
Yeah.
let's say you upload that catalog, let's say Kehi. You upload, and then you're going to see every single product from Kehi. And then all you need to do is literally select all, and you hit this reload for master catalog. That will pull in all of the brand new cost of goods. And now there's going to be items inside of your folder that are going to become profitable because the cost of goods have changed, whether up or down on the file.
But the only cost of goods will change, but the remaining other information that I've vetted and corrected remains the same.
Correct. So that
Awesome.
way you add it
Awesome.
one time, and if you purchase it for years and years and years, you won't ever have to go back and make sure that any of the information that you're adding is correct. You're always going to know that the information is correct, and it's going to prevent a lot of data enter in the back end because you're certain in what you're buying essentially.
Got it.
So
Awesome, man.
yeah,
Very, very good. Thank you.
you're welcome. And then also, just one last thing about the master product folder, something that's huge is you mentioned a really good point here, which is like adding in a product that might not be profitable, but has opportunity. It's something that we do if we see a keeper graph that's really solid, like we took the time to look at the product. We might as well consider adding it if there's a little bit of opportunity. So what we'll do is, like, if the product is selling at an all-time low, we're going to use these pins here. So what this pin does, so if I unpin all these products, and let's say that like a random product like this Old Spice here, if I pin this product, and let's say tomorrow I come into the software, this item is going to remain at top. So now essentially you're watching that ASIN. So, you know, week over week over week, you're going to see these margins and profits change. So if you're waiting for that, essentially for the offer count to go down and that price to increase, you're going to see that product eventually translate to being a profitable product in your business by simply just watching it in here, more or less. So, and then I think I saw a question in here pop up. Yes. So invoice feature. Yes. So when you click on completed, this little receipt button looking thing next to the Excel file is going to be where you can upload the invoice here. So, and then for anyone that is a little bit confused that maybe wasn't on last week's call, essentially what this is sorry, can you show that one more time? So what are you referring to? Are you referring to the invoice, or are you talking about watching the product in the master product folder, Doug? Invoice. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, so when you go through and you submit a PO to complete it, essentially the same thing as like invoice, like this is what you're buying. This little button that's right next to the trash can is going to be the invoice that you can upload in the software. Now, the reason why this is going to be beneficial for your business is essentially if you deal with any account health issues. So let's say this Heritage, I get an IP complaint on Amazon. Essentially, you can just search that ASIN, and then you'll be able to see all the POs and all the invoices that you can just go through and essentially download from the software and then upload it into Amazon. So it keeps your business a little bit more organized. Does anyone else have any questions about the tool? Any specific things? Like, for example, the master product folder, that question is a great question. I think that there's a lot of users that might be a little bit like confused on what it does or why it's important. But the master product folder is like huge. Huge. Oops. Let's see. Also, in the next coming weeks, the supplier map is going to be added into the software. So we're working on like a test right now. We have around, I want to say, a little bit over 1,000 suppliers that are all done in the tool, that are like reviewed and information is in there. We're just waiting for the design and everything to kind of come out. But that's coming in the near future. So there's going to be a list, or like essentially a few thousand suppliers that are going to be on the software as well, that you'll be able to go through. So for anyone that's looking for additional suppliers, you might be able to find a few suppliers on there. Now, the thing is, I would personally go through, and I'd still recommend to do like the vetting process for any single supplier. Make sure that they look good, everything's good. It's a list I compiled when I first started my business, plus a little bit of outside resources as well. So it should be like 2,500 suppliers when everything's said and done. So it's all my focus is centered around helping you guys make more money in your business. So the number one thing, and any suggestions on what you think could help you guys make more money in your business, I'm all open ears. That's why I have these calls, in terms of whether you guys need help sourcing on the tool, restocking on the tool, any settings, any features you guys want me to consider putting into the tool. any suggestions on how we can improve, any design changes. Like, I want to really make this tool the best I can possibly make it for you guys in the Amazon community. And I feel like there's some missing pieces that we need to incorporate. So. No one else has any questions or anything? Everyone's like all good, 100%. Yes, Pat.
I have a quick question. It's like a small, like specific question, but when I upload something manually, like just like one, if it's like one or just a few products manually, how long does it take for like basically the software to grab all the information regarding like the profits and everything like that once I like manually put in like the ASIN and the costs and everything?
So essentially, when you go through and you add ASIN here, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's something that we noticed was taking a little bit longer than it should have. So what we're going to be doing is essentially making it so like the same way that we have the refresh button here, we're going to be including it into the master product folder, where essentially you can hit this refresh button and then it should make a call to action for that data to get uploaded faster, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I wasn't sure if it was just something that like, I don't know how long it's supposed to take like now. Cause I did it for just like a few products. I put into like a PO manually and then it wasn't really showing the analytics accurately. And then I kind of came back to it after a little bit and it still wasn't, I don't know if it really like factors in the, at least for me, when I waited for a little bit, I think it was just like giving me the straight profit, not like accounting, like actual Amazon profit.
Yes.
And stuff.
So something I would also consider is I've noticed with that specific thing with like the folder is I would take a look at the line and just make sure that as much data as possible is filled out. Like if you're seeing anything missing, I don't know why, but it's like, for example, if there's no buyer on the product, I've noticed that it can go blank. And then once you assign like a buyer or like you put in like a bulk quantity or something, it essentially, it pulls that in. So that would be an immediate suggestion. But it's something that I did notice that we're working on. What's going on, Clifford?
How you doing?
Doing well, man. All right, and within the software. All right, cool. So let's see. Do you guys want me to kind of go through and source? Do you guys want me to do anything specific? Like, do you guys have any suggestions on anything I can do? All right, cool. I have an idea. All right, so I had this idea. I don't know exactly how it's going to work yet. But I was thinking, what if there's a way that I go through? So, all right, hold on one second. I want you guys to follow me here. All right. So, I was thinking, I'm in a seller store right now. We're working on the storefront stalking feature in the tool. But for everyone in this room, I had this idea where what if you took the seller store, which I'm going to put into Keepa real quick. So here's the Keepa seller store. And you go through and where is it? Storefront. And you export all of these ASINs and you upload them into the master product folder and you try to fetch to see if you can find a match between what they're selling and what you have in this scraper. You guys kind of following what I'm saying here?
Something like in the same category?
Say that again.
Something like in the same category? Is that what you mean?
So kind of like, yeah, like a seller that you know is kind of selling the same industries. So like this specific seller, I know carries KE products. Like this Sapo Hill is coming from KE. This product here is probably coming from KE. This product's coming from KE. This product's coming from KE. This product's coming from KE. You know, like all these this product's coming from KE. So like I know that this person is buying from KE. So kind of what my theory is, going back to what I was saying earlier, and I want you guys to follow me here. I don't want to make things confusing, and I also don't want anyone to kind of like deal with the master product folder that is unorganized, because this is where data is supposed to be like really accurate for your business. But essentially what I'm trying to say is like, if there's a way that we can upload, like I'm going to try it right now. Let's just try it out on my tool and see if we can make it happen, because we can do it based on the date. We can delete the product. So April 29th, I'm going to download this file here. All right, let's do only ASINs. Let's hit export. So does anyone have any questions on like what I'm doing right now? Anyone kind of confused? So this is all making sense. No one has any questions here. I'm not losing anyone.
So you randomly picked up a storefront.
So I would recommend to take or try to find a storefront where they're selling similar products to what you're selling, essentially.
Okay.
Or proper products you found. And now here's the list of ASINs that I had from this seller store. So now what I'm going to do is, listen, I don't want anyone to do this yet until I do it and everything works out. Now, I believe on the master product folder, it might also ask for cost. So we're just going to put this cost down all the way, or I don't want it to show up as being profitable if it's not going to be profitable. So let's do cost, and then let's just do $100 per unit, okay? Because that way it won't show up as being profitable in this. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into the master product folder. This might be a game changer, guys. This might be crazy right now. All right. So now, yeah, ASIN required unit cost. That's what's required. All right. So put a random cost for now. ASIN, let's do ASIN cost. It's cost. Now we're going to go in, we're going to hit continue. I'm really intrigued to see if this is going to work.
We could see smoke coming out of your ears.
Because I'm not going to lie, this might be crazy. If this works, guys, like this might be crazy. Let's see. This might take a few seconds, but like I feel like I'm on to something here. This is kind of the theory of what I want to make with the supply chain stalker until we release that tool, that feature in here. But all right, so it just uploaded in. Now let's go to the date added. So let's just, this might be crazy. This might be crazy. I'm not ready for this, guys. This is gonna be, I know this is gonna work. This is gonna be crazy. All right, we're gonna hit apply here. Here's all the ASINs. So just to make sure, Here's the ASIN. Okay, there's the ASIN in their store. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this and we're going to click reload from master catalog. All right, so now it just pulled in some vendors. So far, oh, you know what? I clicked the wrong thing. We got to hit fetch from master catalog. Here we go. All right, let's see. Okay. Something didn't happen the way that I anticipated it to. Oh, I clicked the wrong button again. Fetch ASIN info. That's what we need to click. I apologize, guys. Here we go. That's why it's taking a little bit to load. Let's see. And we'll kind of walk through this again because I messed it up, so I apologize. So more or less what is happening is you took the seller's ASINs, you put it into your master product folder, and now what you're doing is you're telling the software to see how many ASINs in their store is also in the scraper. You guys following what I'm saying here? Like, we're going through and essentially we're saying, all right, third-party profits, tell me how many products here is also in the scraper, and then match all of that data together. And then we'll be able to tell the supplier and what supplier we have access to for this specific thing. It's going to take a little bit because there's a lot of data, but here we go. Here we go. Boom. KHE. All this, the UPC, the vendor SKU, information is getting pulled in. So now that we have that data, we want to refresh all of this cost of goods. So right now, every single thing here is $100. So we're going to go through, we're going to hit reload for master catalog for all those products that we know is in the system. So we're going to hit that button. And it's going to reload those cost of goods now. We might be able to see what products are profitable. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have to go through. You're going to have to adjust the bundle quantities. You're going to have to look at the product. Like, you're going to have to do a little bit of sourcing the same way that you would through a scraper. But on here, at least you know the products that they're selling are products that are vetted, because otherwise it wouldn't be on their store. This is crazy. This is crazy, guys. This is nuts. This is nuts. Oh my gosh, this is my first time doing this. So my experience that I'm seeing here is it's just unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna create a step-by-step process for you guys. So then that way every single person in this room can walk away with these actionable steps and take action on it today. So now we're gonna see that. Here we go. All right, so profits came in, those cost of goods just changed. So now let's filter out a profit per unit that's, let's say, greater than $2, a profit greater than 10. Let's make sure added at. So here's all that data from all the products that's in the seller store that we were able to match to our supplier, which is KHE. So this won't tell you the supplier that they're buying from. This is going to essentially be what products you have access to in the scraper that they have found. I don't want to make things too confusing here, but like all the software, all we're doing here is we're finding a seller store. We're uploading the ASINs that they're selling into the master product folder. We're then telling the software, hey, all the ASINs that this seller is selling, how many can I buy from my suppliers too? Then the software is going to tell you what suppliers that they're selling that you can also buy that from. And then once you get access to that, then you need to tell the software, hey, refresh and update those cost of goods for the pricing that I can buy those products for. And then boom. So now there's all these items here that have potential. Now, the thing is that these bundle quantities are going to be a little bit off. So we're going to have to go through and kind of look at them one by one. But like, let's say a product like this, like the case quantities are all in here correct. It created the M SKU. It has all the vendor SKUs. It has all that data for you already. So now really what we need to do is just simply adjust the bundle quantity and the prep type and maybe the sellable quantity, which we're pulling from here. So let's open this product up here. Our cost is $16.41. This might be. Here we go. $16.41. Already a profitable product. This is crazy. Is anyone else like astonished, or is it just me? Like,
I can't stop laughing.
like, is this not gangster or what? Like, this is so crazy. This is so crazy, guys. Like, oh my gosh.
This just changed the whole game. This is unreal right here. I'm over here. My jaw's on the fucking floor over here.
Oh my gosh. All right, so this product's good. We're gonna add it to a PL. Add to working PL. Change the quantity. Let's go 36. All right, next item here. Which the bone quantity is 1. Everything's accurate. It's all good. Prep type. Let's put as a sticker. Just keep that one time. Next item is this item going to be a 1-pack. I need to make it so you can hover over the title like the same way in the scraper here. Cost is $6.50. Pack of 1. Keep it graph looks insane. Yo, this is so insane. This is so insane. Oh my. This is a cheat code, guys. Like, this is so insane. Oh my. This is gonna be so crazy. Pack of 6. 1460. Keep it graph is great. All right. What do you guys think? Let me know. What do you guys think? Can you go through how you got the sheet from the store? Yes.
I'll be honest with you, Paul. You just encouraged me more to literally try to keep opening up more accounts, because that was just a game changer. Like, shit that I don't know was profitable, or I just didn't look, or I didn't see it. Now I can see on somebody else. Shit, this is great. This is game changer.
Man, I don't know if you're going to, but I'm about to go out and celebrate how much money I'm gonna make from just that alone. So, Paul, you better go out and celebrate tonight, man, because that's crazy right there. That's crazy work.
Dude, I'm so incredibly this is insane. This is insane. Guys, I can't even put into words how crazy this is. Like, wow. Wow. I can't believe this. This is insane. All right, let's walk through the motion again. Okay, so what you do, first step, I'm going to create a step-by-step process for every single person in this room, because I want everyone in here to make a shit ton of money. Excuse my language if you guys don't like cussing, but you guys are going to make a shit ton of freaking money. So I'm hyped. All I ask for everyone is if you guys like the software, just please refer to other people that you know in the space. That's all I ask for. That's it. Just let people know about the tool. That's it. I want this to be game changer for everyone, man. Make more money in their business. All right, so step 1 here. What's my role? Other. There we go. Dude, come on, man. Just let me do whatever I gotta do. Come on. Here we go. Oh my gosh. All right. Step 1. Oh, all right. Step one. It's gonna be find a profitable product. So this could be like an item that you're already, I can't spell, a profitable product you're already selling in your business. This could be a profitable product that you just found on the scraper. But essentially, you need to find a profitable product. Step two is then go to seller's store. Step three, you want to that seller store was the seller store here. All right, so pretty much you want to look for the tag at the end. So it says and me equals, so seller store, and go to the URL. Now, guys, just to let you know, like this, what this is exactly what we're going to be doing with the supply chain stalker. It's the same theory. And realistically, I'm not going to lie, we should be developing this tomorrow. It's the same theory. It's literally the same process, same theory, but that way we don't mess up the master product folder. Like I would recommend for you guys to take action on this as soon as possible. But I want to make it where the supply chain stalker is like its own thing, but it's the same process pretty much. You go to a seller store and you go to the URL, and at the end of the URL, it should say and me equals. So and me equals copy after and me equals. All right. After that, then you want to go to Keepa and you want to go to data. So Keepa, data, seller lookup. You search that seller's ID. So just like this. Then you click on storefront. So then you click on storefront. All right. You select rows, export file. Only ASINs. Oh no, what did I just do? Oh, there we go. All right. Cell, format, download. All right, so now once that's downloaded, then, and I can just make like a video specifically on this if you guys prefer too. So step 5 is going to be open up spreadsheet and create column name called cost. Step 6, create a random cost and autofill it. So essentially what that will do is now that will attach that same cost all the way down because the software requires you to put in a cost. All right, after that's done, then after that, upload into software and map columns. Okay, now after that, filter by date added to the date of today. Select all using the checkbox. oops, 10, click fetch, ASIN info button. All right. Step 11. Once it loads, select all and click reload from master catalog. Filter down by profit metrics and print markup. There you go. You should do it tonight. You guys should do this tonight.
Sorry, can you scroll down to step 10 or 11, the last few steps, please?
Yes. So, okay, so let me just go over real quick, like a bird's eye view of this button, these buttons here. So, fetch ASIN info. What this does is essentially it takes the ASIN from the folder and it scrapes it against the UPC scraper, the supply chain scraper, to see if there's a match. If there's a match, it will pull in that data for you. So essentially, the file that we're grabbing from the seller store, all we have is their ASIN. We don't have any information of like profit metrics or anything coming on. So once you click that button, it's going to start tagging those ASINs that you have access to then see if you essentially have access to that product. Now, once that's done, the reload for master catalog is going to be the button that's going to refresh all those cost of goods. So the original cost of good that we used, that was $100, like a random metric, was just a placeholder, because then once we hit that reload, once there's a match, it will update the cost of goods with the real cost of goods from the scraper. Now, if you're finding products here that are coming up, but they're unprofitable, right? So let's say we filter down here by the ASIN cost is equal to 100. These are all going to be ASINs that there wasn't a match in the scraper. Now, this is a good thing. It's going to require more work, but this is a good thing. And the reason why is because if you do find the match, then all you need to do is see if it's profitable. For an example, Alex just texted me real quick. So okay. So real quick, before we jump on to the next call or coaching call, like let's use this solo paste as an example on exactly what I'm going to do. Was there a question? Yes, I'm uploading the file into the master product folder. Yes. So I'm going to go on UPC site MD here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, one second, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the title of the product, and on UPC site MD, I'm going to search by that product. Now it's going to come up with a potential UPC that I could try to see if there's a match. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the supply chain scraper. I'm going to search that UPC to see if it is in fact the correct UPC. So it's not the right UPC. Let me see if I can try to look up the product in here like the same way I would manual sourcing in the tool. So it doesn't seem like I have access to that specific product. No worries. Let's go better than Boolean. So we'll copy this title. We'll paste it in. Let's try these different barcodes here. So let's try this one first. Does anyone have any questions on what I'm doing right now? Alex, is there any chance you can invite everyone? Because we're currently in a really saucy software call. So I'm trying to figure something out here. All right, better than And you guys can see, like, I'm not giving up. Like, I didn't stop, right? So, like, this ASIN here was this product here. There's no match on the listing, but I know that I have access to better than bullion from Kahi. So now if I go through, let's see if I can find a UPC on the listing. So here's the UPC, right? So the UPC is 5812. So 5812. I really don't have access. Oh, I need to go into the scraper here. 5812. Here we go. Here's the product. So now that we have the right UPC, now what I can do is I can go through and I can fetch that product. So this is going to be a 2-pack here. Click on this, hit fetch.
Paul, I'm going to drop this link into the Discord.
Please do. Yep. So then here just got pulled in. So here's the 2-pack. Let's hit reload here. And then there's the product, right? So now it's in our system forever. And this is a glass product here. So we just went through. You guys aren't, I don't want to be like drifting here and lose anyone, because I know there's multiple steps there that might have been a little bit confusing. So real quick. Yes, Philip, this is being recorded. So real quick, what we just did is, yo, Alex, I got to show you something, bro. I'm not going to lie. I honestly think that, Alex, I need to show every single person in our community what I just did.
All right, let's rally the troops.
Because I know that there might be some people on here that want software, but bro, Alex, this is so fucking game changer. It's insane, dude. It is literally nuts. Okay. Anyone that's been in this, back me up.
He's about to blow your fucking mind, bro.
Well,
Crazy.
Paul, thankfully for you, I've equipped the seat with a seatbelt. So,
Yeah. Bro, when I share this with Sean tomorrow, Sean is going to be like, bro, this is fucking insane. Dude, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Alex, I'm going to make you shit yourself. You're going to be like, bro, what the hell did you just do?
I have one question before you get into it.
Yes.
How many Celsiuses have you consumed today?
Dude. I woke up at 5:45.
Let's see it.
I drank one once I woke up, and then I had one at like 9.
All right, let's see it. Let's see the magic.
Well, I gotta wait for some more people to join in. Seth, telling you, you're gonna be on cloud 9 after you see this. How to zoom in on Google Meet.
There's a plus button on the right, bottom right.
Oh wait, you know what? I need to end this recording here so I can start a new one.